How's it going, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach portion of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. We're going to be starting things off the way that we normally do here with these Smark My Words. And let's admit, sometimes I can go through an entire week and there's not any good comments. I mean, all across the board, there might be like one that I end up picking, but I'm not really the biggest fan of. And some weeks we thankfully have some really good ones, and it's kind of a shame. It's sort of like the Oscars, where it's like one year you might not get a good Best Picture, then the next year after that you end up getting some really, really good ones and stuff, and not all of them can win. So this is kind of what we got going on for this week. Lots of different ones that I could have picked. Everything ranging from Guest 5 throwing out that basketballs don't hold grudges, but maybe beach balls do, for instance. And I just decided to go with my original pick earlier in the week, which is actually a tie between two of them, because I couldn't pick between the two of them which one I liked better. And it was the discussion that we were having with the whole, the person can have a good match with a broom, and what would the broom's finisher be? And we threw a couple of sweeping puns out there, like the super stick instead of the super kick, and all that other kind of stuff, the Russian leg sweep, etc. And Golden Boy at 24-375 and Guest 5 threw out their other suggestions, being the sweep chin music and the sweeper hold. I laughed hysterically at those. I thought that was like, damn it, why didn't I remember those at the time? So I gotta give as much credit as I can when it comes to pun-related things. You know me by now. You know I love my puns and stuff. So Guest 5 and Golden Boy, thank you for leaving those comments and getting a big chuckle out of me for those. But thank you to all the other people who left comments on all the other avenues that we have as well. We've got YouTube, Twitter, and of course our Facebook group, which will find the live chats for all the events, as well as anything else we decide to post throughout the week, and that's where you guys can take part in the fun as well. If you want to post something out there, you'll find that at facebook.com/groups/the Megamaniacs. So if you are on Facebook and you're not a part of that, what the hell are you waiting for? Click the join thing, we'll add you in there. Start sending in your questions for the April mailbag special, as that'll be happening probably 2 weeks from now, maybe next week, though I'm not 100% sure about it yet. And you can do so by tweeting at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag mailbag, or better yet, leave me an email through the contact form of the website, and I will backlog everything that you guys send in until we end up doing it. I've already done that with a couple other questions that have been submitted so far, so thank you to those who sent those in. Wolf Jones and Howard, and pretty sure that might be it, actually. But send them in as soon as you think of them, and we will get around to answering them when we get around to answering them. And it doesn't have to be a wrestling-related question. If you want to pick our brains about something else, feel free to ask. More than likely, we'll probably answer it. So keep that in mind and send in those questions. If you're looking to help support the growth of Smark Out Moment for the future, there's a couple things you should be aware of. As far as monetary donations go, there's 3 different ways you can send some change our way. PayPal, the Patreon account, and YouTube's fan funding module. You can also buy some t-shirts, mugs, and other types of different merchandise over at our Redbubble and our TeePublic shops. Or if you are not interested in anything on the wrestling side of things and you want to check out the TeePublic shops for Fanboys Anonymous and A Mango Tees, you can check them out as well. Same money goes to the same source, so nothing really different when it comes to that sort of stuff. You can also help spread the word about the website in a couple different ways, such as the Sign Me Up initiative. And for that, all you got to do is, if you're going to a wrestling show, take a sign that says Smark Out Moment and send me a picture of yourself holding it up. But most importantly of all, you can help us grow our social media account audience by retweeting and following us on Twitter, liking and sharing our posts on Facebook, subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, leaving your comments as well to keep the discussion going. Always hit the thumbs up button on those YouTube videos too. And you can share both the website's articles and the YouTube videos and anything else, that you really want to on places like Reddit and on message boards and all over the place, all over the internet, because as long as you are getting our name out there, I can guarantee you it's going to be helping out quite a bit. And the same thing applies to Fanboys Anonymous, which is our sister website, where I do my movie reviews and talk about other nerdy topics like superheroes and stuff like that. So if you want to geek out with me on that kind of stuff, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com. Follow the Facebook and Twitter accounts. Of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel and do all the same stuff I just mentioned a minute ago. I'm not repeating myself. Click on the back button. That brings us to the major topic of the video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. Last week's question was about WrestleMania 1, which I actually went back and I rewatched the other day. I figured I would just, set that off on the side and take a shot at rewatching that, and it was kind of boring for the most part. Not really a whole lot of good matches there, but the question was about the Body Slam Challenge. How much money was on the line for it? The answer to that one is $15,000. So Declan threw out the suggestion of $10,000 or $100,000, but didn't want to cheat and look up the answer. I admire the honesty of getting it wrong and not cheating. Good job there. And Bobby Lesnar G86 threw out the idea of $3 million. Pretty sure if those guys had that much money around that time, they wouldn't have wanted to toss that around as much. But 15 grand is still something I'm not going to sniff at, that's for sure. Man, I'd love to get that. Just kind of... Of course, I wouldn't be able to body slam Big John Studd anyway, so I wouldn't be able to accomplish it to begin with. So fuck that, I guess. So that was the answer. Not many people answering that Ask Him. I was surprised about that. I thought maybe some more people would have thrown out a couple shots there, but it's been a busy week, so maybe not. I don't know. But this week, we are going to be talking about The Undertaker. Of course, he had his retirement, so to speak. We don't know for sure, but it seems like that's almost a guarantee at this point. And I wanted to do a question about The Undertaker, so I started looking a little bit about his old career, and I figured, you know what, if this is going to be Roman Reigns as his last opponent, question for you guys, who was The Undertaker's first opponent in WWE? Or WWF at the time, technically. If you think you know the answer, or you want to leave a guess, or you want to throw out some, I don't know, some memories about The Undertaker, or... what would you spend that 15 grand on if you could end up actually body slamming Big John Studd? Whatever you want to toss in the comments below, go ahead and do it, everybody. Next week, I'll tell you the answer and reveal anything else that I need to reveal as well. And that's going to be it for this week's edition of the IWC Outreach. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I will be seeing you next on our main event, which is more than likely going to be our breakdown of the 2017 Smark Madness tournament. So go vote for that as soon as you can, because I don't know when we're going to be doing that. So I don't know when the poll is going to be shutting off. But whether you like the RKO or the Stone Cold Stunner better, that's going to be determined by sometime at the end of the week. And we'll be breaking down all the things that happened to the tournament during then. And also, I want you guys to throw out your suggestions of what you would like to see us do over the next couple of weeks before we build up to Payback, because I'm going to take a couple side tours, I guess you could say. Maybe do something with the website side of things, maybe bring in some of those guys onto the podcast, maybe do a scramble. I don't really know. So that's all stuff I'll keep in mind, but if you keep staying tuned to the channel, then you'll find out what happens when it happens. That's going to be it for now, though, everybody. This has been another Smark Out moment, and I am being counted out.